changed the whole record.
So the live didn't come up for you guys yet?
No, I'm about to click the link again.
I mean, it's gonna be on delay.
Yeah, it's still not showing up.
Just Crittin Around, yeah.
All right.
Well, I don't know. That's really weird.
I still don't know what we're doing with this NBA off-season top 5, but I mean, we just be talking anyway.
I was just thinking, like, for this one, I mean, we can kind of just freeball it more or less. Not, you know what I mean? Like, have our opinions on what we think were the best moves, and where it goes is where it goes. You know what I mean? Just kind of like how we would do in an Xbox Live party. Make it more podcast feeling instead of like sports center. Yeah, instead of like sports center news topics.
I got you.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was basically just saying like
No. I feel.
We each explain like who we think is having the 5 best teams are having the or 5 best all-season teams so far, basically. Just our opinion.
Yeah, that's how we can start it. Yeah, like the 5 that we think killed it, or whatever, or what to look out for.
Exactly.
All right, you ready?
All right, I'm gonna start to record. Who's introducing?
I can.
All right. Well, then do the damn thing. No, I'm just kidding. But really, I am pumped for the big 3. You're actually going, Matt? You're going this week?
Yeah, I'm going.
Like 100%.
Yeah, I'm going.
All right.
Even if I'm dolo, I'm going.
Should I? So I should go so we can have a good little review. We gotta. If we had a cameraman, we could like vlog it, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I got a camera. I don't know. I got like a camcorder that does live stream.
I mean, our phones could do it technically, but like, man, my phone is on the last legs. I'm on year 2 of the Apple cycle. You know it's almost done. It'd be turning off with like 20% left.
That's so crazy, man.
Dog.
I hit 13 months and your phone is just.
And then you plug it in and it turns right back on and you're just, I start raging, dude.
And you can drop your phone like so many times during that first year and it doesn't break.
It's fine. Yeah.
And then after the first year rolls, it like you barely drop it. It's just like the screen shatters.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They made them jump specifically to last 366 days.
That smart marketing. I mean, I got to give it up to the people at Apple. Steve Jobs, he's an innovator.
Innovates how to attain cash from Chris Ritter.
Yeah.
But, little critters, thank you for joining us today. This evening.
You can't be stealing my YouTube tagline like that. That's been in the works, my little critters.
Little critters. Hey, so first off, before we get started, Chris thinks the Jordan 6 rings are atrocious. I just found some of these on eBay.
Yeah, because you wear a size 72 and you can't shop in Foot Locker.
Come on. I was a little suspect on the colorway because I do like the all black is what I had before. But, I mean, these are clean. They're the most comfortable ball and shoes I've ever had. What do you think, Diggs?
Roast them, Diggs. Roast them.
They're all right. They're all right to me. That's all I can say, man. I'm a retro guy.
He was holding back.
All right. Well, I like retro too, but
I'm like a 1 through 14, and then throw the 19s in there, and that's me.
The 14s were low key, probably the most functional basketball shoe I've ever worn.
Yeah, I have a pair of last shots. I can go get them before show's over if you want me to go get them.
You might have to do that, Matt. So Matt, you feeling them?
I mean, I'm straight with them, honestly. They're not my favorite J's in the world, but for balling especially.
I know. I got it for $80.
The ball in, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
not the and ones.
I'm a walking bucket. I wear whatever. I was wearing Roches in the gym today, dropping buckets on people. Okay.
All right. So, I guess what we got today, Diggs?
All right. Well, I mean, the NBA offseason, it's just crazy right now.
I love it.
A lot of trades, a lot of free agent rumors, just a lot of stuff going on. So let's see. What are your? Give me your top 5. We'll start with you, Chris. What's your top 5 best teams so far?
So with this question, are we going top 5 like best offseason that they just had, like basically grading the draft? Are we saying top 5 things to come? You know what I mean? Like who situated themselves best for the season?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Well, obviously, number one, in my opinion, I have to put the T-Wolves out there. They essentially gave up nothing in return for a prolific, one of the top 15 scorers in the league, and he plays both ways, plays great defense. And all they did was give up Zach LaVine, who ultimately is going to play about 4 or 5 months coming off of a knee injury, and he can opt out and just go right to free agency.
And that took away one of his strengths.
Which is
like he's like,
yeah. And then what did they get in return? They got a 7th overall pick, and they got Larry Markkinen, who, by all accounts, look, he is a baller. I cannot lie, but you lost Jimmy Butler. And now you have Dwayne Wade stuck in Chicago right now, hoping for a buyout. You know, wink, wink. I'm not even going to go there. But hoping for a buyout, and he just has to go groom a whole nother team, basically. So I think the T-Wolves, with that squad, with Karl Anthony Towns, Jimmy Butler, Rubio as of right now, but they're trying to trade him. Which reminds me, they gave up Chris Dunn, who shot 28% from the field. So, wow, whoop-dee.
They must think he's going, because they thought he was going to be a star coming in. So
yeah, they loved him. Yeah. I mean, they give him some time for sure. That team definitely, to me, is number one. This one is kind of out of left field, and I'm going to have to say the Kings. I think Vlade Divac had a very, very good draft. Yeah. He got 4 – look, if we're going solely not on stats and ceiling, he got some NBA-ready players. We're talking about what's his name? I mean, Justin Jackson, obviously from North Carolina. He's going to score. He's your lengthy wing. Yeah, they got De'Aaron Fox. Yeah. What's his name from Kansas? Oh man,
Jackson?
No. They got the point guard.
Oh my!
Yeah, they got him with their last pick. Is it Frank?
Frank Mason.
Frank Mason. I knew it was Frank, but Jackson was.
If he was taller, he would have gone like top 5.
I think he's going to be a dog in the NBA.
Dude,
for sure.
I think he's really good.
He's going to get his minutes out there in Sacramento. You know, they're still rebuilding, but this is a great, not core, because not all these guys are going to be core players for you in the future, but you have great role players and great building pieces for a team out west there that's been struggling as of late since the Weber days and Bibby. This is a little home cooking to me, and I think the Hornets had themselves a pretty good draft. They had one of the best scorers in the nation in Malik Monk, who dropped 50 in a game, fall into their lap at number 11 after getting a Dwight Howard, who you guys can say what you want, still averaged 13 a game and is a significant upgrade over, who Spencer Hawes, who we traded last year, and then we had Frank Kaminsky and Cody Zeller, who are the same person. So it's a significant upgrade. I think the Hornets are looking on the upswing.
Who do you compare Malik Monk to? Like, I was trying to think of that the other day.
And that's tough because my thing with him is his height. He's 6'4", and he's playing the 2, and you already have a Kemba Walker there at the 1 who is 6'1", maybe 6 foot, 5'11", whatever.
Calipari said he thought Monk could play 1 in the NBA.
Yeah, okay, but you're not going to play 1 with Kemba there.
Right. Yeah.
So he's just going to be there solely for shooting, and look, God knows we needed it. So I think that outside of those 3, I really like what Boston did. I think they should have pulled the trigger on a big name trade though, but maybe they're just reluctant and waiting for Gordon Hayward to fall into their laps and free agency. But Jason Tatum is the most polished player, right? Not most polished, but the best offensive player right now. And you're adding that to a team that already had a Jaylen Brown. So you basically just got a Jaylen Brown 2.0, which is kind of weird. But you have 2 of the same players. It's just more.
I guess that's probably why they took Tatum over Jackson. Yeah. And the fact that Josh Jackson didn't go there to work
stood him
out.
Up that. Can we talk about that? What are you guys' feelings about that? You guys are older. I'm a millennial.
I mean, he obviously didn't want to play for Boston if he stood him up.
Or somebody in his ear.
Somebody in his ear. Because, I mean, if you don't go work out for a team and you're that close as far as like him and Tatum, then he didn't want to play there.
That was a coin toss. So pretty much he pretty much signed his fate that he was not going to Boston by not going to work out, because he and Tatum were pretty much the same player. So what's the difference money wise between 2 and 4? Is
it can't be that much.
You think so?
I mean, it's not like it's the NFL, I mean. back in the old NFL before the new collective bargaining, where Matthew Stafford's coming in getting paid $90 million or whatever it is. So, I mean, I can't imagine it's that much of a drop off. And all you did was accrue more picks for later drafts, which is a great move in the GM aspect of it. But if you're trying to win now and beat LeBron, I definitely think you should at least. There was a report that they didn't even talk to the Bulls. You could have easily traded something for Jimmy Butler off of that team. I think Danny Ainge has an embarrassment of riches, which can hurt you in basketball, surprisingly, with the amount that they have. There's a lot of people who have the skill but aren't going to play it because it's so loaded in that backcourt, especially.
Yeah, I'm shocked that he hasn't made a move yet. I'm still thinking he's got something in the works that's going to pop. You don't think so?
Yeah, when has he made a trade other than the trading old heads? So
he's just going to sit on this pile of riches.
I mean, he can try to get Paul George. I don't know if he's going to do that, though. You know, I think
people are scared of PG just because they know he's a rental. Other than Cleveland.
Cleveland's the only shot to keep him because you can sell him on, hey, you're going to be in the championship, if not winning the championship.
Right.
So come join home with us, which begs the question, you know the rumors, Matt. We'll get back into while Justin's looking. We're just going to keep it going. What do you think about him? What do you think about the rumors?
Super team?
The super team. Well, the super prehistoric team.
So, I mean, I have a hard time not thinking of Gary Payton, Karl Malone Lakers, where they just amassed, these guys who are all super talented, and it was just horrible.
Is that the same though?
I mean, so you got all these alphas with LeBron there, okay, that helps because he's a facilitator, but all the rest of those guys,
PG and Melo definitely want to shoot that. So describe what it is, right? It's Melo, PG, Dwayne Wade, Paul.
So what it is basically is that it's a 3-team trade to start off everything, is the rumors, where they've talked about sending K-Love to the Nuggets, which would be nasty with Jokic. That would bump them into my top 5. K-Love and Jokic, and then I think Indiana would get what's his name, Gary Harris, and a couple picks, and Cleveland obviously would get Paul George for that year. And outside of that, there's the rumblings in New York and in Chicago of D Wade being bought out in Chicago and Melo in New York, which means they would be getting paid by their teams and can come play for the minimum for Cleveland and be perfectly happy.
Yeah.
And trying to win a championship.
Honestly, I would love to see that finals. I would hate to see it because Melo's my guy. Melo's my dude. So I always want him to do well. But of course, if he's playing with LeBron, I gotta want him to lose.
No,
but
what?
Yeah, but with that that finals with that squad against the Warriors would be.
Melo can slow it down too.
For that.
And he can I said Melo's one of the few players. I mean, he still fades away, but he does have a lot of post moves.
Can he keep up with that pace though?
They're not going to be able to. Like, they're not going to. In order to beat, that's why they need one post scorer because they're not going.
Yeah, that's what they needed last year. Somebody they could slow up the pace.
I think in the best case scenario, you don't even start a Melo or whoever it's.
Melo will retire before he does start.
Okay, you start him, but you start him in the season and all that. But like, if you're playing the Warriors, you bring him off the bench because think about it. When LeBron's on the court, they are even, if not better than the Warriors. It was proven. He has a plus. They are up.
That plus minus is a little misleading.
Matt,
I mean, how often is LeBron on the floor when
he
Curry
played for
and
46
Durant
minutes?
On the floor?
Bro, he played 46 minutes in the game.
I'm saying
right when LeBron went out.
When he went out, they went on like an 11-0 run, Matt, in 2 minutes.
With their second team.
I'm just saying those numbers are a little cooked because a lot of the times when LeBron was cycled in, Curry and Durant were cycled out. So those numbers are not. It's not like the whole lineup of death was in, and then LeBron was in, and he outscored them.
But that shows what Cleveland's problem is. They need somebody who can come in and run that offense for them. Because So if you get a Paul George, that is somebody who can. He's not LeBron, but he's going to play that role as LeBron if he comes there. It's somebody who LeBron can, and like Justin says, it throws LeBron in the post.
LeBron and Melo. Melo can get in if LeBron will commit.
Have the post moves.
If LeBron could commit to being in the post, they could slow the game down.
Especially in today's, NBA, you don't have to be the biggest man to be in the post. If you can stretch the floor, they're gonna have to put somebody out on you, and then you take them to the post.
If they could truly play physical and slow it down, then they could compete with Golden State.
Yeah,
and that would make the season interesting because at least, but it's still, I don't like it, man. That's just, I don't know. Do you like that? Do you like all of these people waiting until they're about to definitely they're past.
So
Paul George is probably not past his prime. He's in his prime.
He's in his prime.
D Wade is definitely way past his prime.
He's still dropping 18.
Melo's dropping off. Has been.
But they're still
the name.
I would say both of those dudes are still top. I don't know what 35, 40 players. Like they're still really good players.
Yeah, when they're healthy, as well, especially D Wade, if he can stay healthy, he could still. I mean, he plays defense like no other.
He's literally a walking bucket.
Yeah, that's who I thought Monk could be. Malik Monk.
Oh, but he shoots way better than D Wade.
Yeah, exactly. He's D Wade with a 3-point shot. Like
I don't know if he drives and finishes as well.
Nah, he's athletic now. He's one of the most athletic.
He is athletic.
Him and he just doesn't have the body. He's got to get there. But he can, dude. He can shoot the three so well. And that's one thing I never understood about D Wade. It's like his 3-point shot the first couple of years with Miami was a lot better than every year since then. And he takes like one step inside the 3-point line, and it's money.
That's the worst percentage shot, though.
I know.
I don't know why he does it.
But he hits them, but he can't take that. It's like 2 feet difference, and he doesn't.
Hey,
do
2K is real. It's the same as me in 2K. If I'm behind the arc, it's wet. If my foot is on the line, it's a brick.
You're D Wade of 2K.
You're
the opposite of D Wade of 2K.
Look, I play on Superstar in this little 7-game series I'm on. Let me tell you, he was the Warriors. I'm the Cavs. I shot 19% from 3. I shot 3 for 15. He shot 1 for 9 from 3. Superstar is the fakest thing ever. And I'm not talking dumb shots. I'm talking wide open.
Oh yeah.
But back to real basketball.
Okay. Hey, so Thunder. I got I had a few top seasons, but the Thunder, Terrence Ferguson. What do y'all think about him?
Never even heard.
Okay, so here's
until the draft.
Okay, well here's the deal, because I heard about him because he's from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and he leaves his school for his senior year to go down to Prime Prep. Right. Well, Prime Prep lost their accreditation or whatever it is to where they're actually like a school, so he technically did not have enough high school credits to go to college because he was going to sign with Arizona. He was the college coaches that he was coached by in like AAU and Summer League. They said he was the best defender that they have ever coached at that age. And he's super athletic. He played in the Ball's Life game and tore up the dunk competition. I guess it would have been a year ago. Goes down to Australia, only averages like under 5 points a game because, you got to put that in perspective. Brandon Jennings went to Europe and averaged like 1 point a game and came over here and played good. But he's 6'7". He can shoot. He can play defense. He's a little bit of a project, they say. But replacing Andre Robertson and you're a great defender and you actually have some offense, I thought that was a steal. That was the best value pick of the whole draft.
You think so?
At 21, that has to be. Go back and look at his tape. He's awesome. He just didn't have any college tape.
Value. See, then you brought up the Roberson thing. That was the first thing that popped in my mind is why do you need another Roberson?
No, but he's got more offense.
And Roberson's a liability.
Yeah. You guys
they wanted to play Roberson, but he's a liability on the other end.
He has more offense, supposedly. We don't know.
That's true.
Yeah, it's got to translate, but anybody, dude, my grandma has better offense than Roberson. I guarantee you, if my grandma goes up to the free throw line, Andre Roberson, my grandma is killing him all day.
No,
dude, put money on my grandma
from the free throw line. From the free throw line, put money on your grandma.
Oh. No doubt. 3-point, she's got bad joints. I don't know if she could quite get it there, but free throws all day. She'll shoot them granny style and beat Roberson.
Rick Barry.
So with the top 5, mine pretty much mirrored Ritter's, but so I kind of go the opposite. Other than Alto go to State, I like that they got that pick, dude, Jordan Bell.
$3.5 million they paid. It's a record.
Yeah. I think that was a really good pickup for them.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
we saw what he did against North Carolina.
Exactly.
He was a monster. He ultimately lost them the game, but he was still a monster.
Before the game, he was a beast.
Yeah.
But I'll go the opposite way. Kind of teams that I'm worried about a little bit this year coming up. I'm worried about the Clippers. I feel like they're gonna lose their whole core and not get anything for it.
They're done.
I don't know, what are they banking on? Are they banking on trying to get LeBron next year or what? Because they're gonna have nothing this year.
Dude, I don't know. Well, I guess even though they opt out, CP and Blake, they could test the waters, but they could go back, right?
But they already were talking about trading DeAndre too, and look, Blake's gone. We know that for a fact.
And CP is
I hope
CP
Blake
has is the money that
he's gone. He's gone though.
So CP to the Spurs, Blake to the Thunder.
No, I think it's CP to the Rockets.
CP to the Rockets.
That's been the latest rumor I've heard recently.
If the Spurs can clear the space, I'm pretty sure he'd prefer to go there because that's a guaranteed, Western Conference Finals with the Warriors if he goes to the Spurs.
Yeah, for sure. What you got, Diggs? Who's your worst? Who's your worst or your best? What you got? Let me get something from Diggs.
Let's see. My worst. I don't know. But I do want to I can't believe none of y'all said the Lakers. That's one thing I wanted to say.
You think it's
so
good?
That's the best, right? What best or worst?
Oh, my worst?
No, I'm talking about Lakers.
No, with the Lakers, you think that's the best?
Oh, no, that's I probably put them 2. Obviously, Timberwolves 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Timberwolves 1.
I'm just surprised. Like I said, I'm surprised nobody said the Lakers.
But
they got
okay. Yeah. You're right. Okay. Definitely they're in my top 5. I only put 3. I was getting long-winded. So they're definitely in my top 5, and I think the Sixers as well.
Yeah.
But the
Sixers for sure.
When are the Sixers ever going to do anything?
If they stay healthy, man, that team is going to be ridiculous.
Like, when have the Sixers ever done it? I mean, they got a first round.
Come on now, you got to give
first
them
pick
time.
last year.
We're living in the past. You're living in the past. We're living in the future. All right.
Yeah,
trust the process, man. Eventually, it's got to work.
Every time these bad teams go out and get a good draft pick, oh man, watch out for them next year, and we're just saying, oh man. No, it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, like when the T-Wolves get a good pick, when they got like Rubio and Floyd. Which was just stupid. They get 2 point guards. Remember that one year? And everybody's like,
I remember.
the Timberwolves
from Syracuse.
When they didn't get Steph Curry.
Yeah. Oh, they were like, watch out. The Timberwolves are going to be good. They had an awesome draft. I'm like, dude, they drafted 2 point guards. Bad teams know how to screw things up. Bad teams know how to screw it up. And I think that's going to happen.
Be good this year, though? Like,
the Wolves are going to be good because they got a veteran with Butler.
That doesn't,
and they got Towns.
They had the same process.
Can we rewind?
Building.
Can we rewind? This man said bad teams find a way to mess it up. How does that even that shouldn't make sense because good teams mess it up too. The Lakers are trash.
Well, bad teams are better at it. Bad teams are better at it. Bad franchises.
I mean, Cleveland was bad. LeBron just is the reason they were good.
Yeah, LeBron is the reason they're good.
Look,
I just
think it's not the what. For the future.
Like this next year, if they don't get this super team, then they might be like the worst team in the NBA in 2019. They might have nobody at all.
Yeah, and I mean, Kyrie already said if LeBron's
exactly
to get traded.
Like if you're a Charlotte fan, I mean, I know they got Malik Monk, but the way the NBA is designed, don't you think that in 3 years, 4 years, Monk's going to be gone and that team's going to be in shambles again? Or it might be on the outskirts.
I literally knew we weren't winning anything with Malik Monk or without Malik Monk or with Dwight Howard and without him. So I'm happy with it.
That's what I'm saying.
You just want to see entertaining product. Yeah. Outside of Cleveland, Golden State, San Antonio, you just want a decent basketball team to go play. Yeah, maybe Boston. Because they're not winning the championship. So you're just hoping they make the playoffs and give you 50 wins.
I just want more teams to be in the mix. Like I understand that you want a good product, but I want there to be a legit 10, maybe even 6 teams. 6 teams that you're like, all right. There's one team, Golden State, they're the best, but there's 5 others that they could push.
But I think what has happened is just the players are taking control. It's just different. Now, instead of them getting traded to teams, they're saying, hey, we have power now. We can make our own team. And that's just the transition that it is, and we have to accept it. It's not going anywhere. We see KD staying.
We don't have to accept it because if the fans stop watching as much –
oh, so you
all of a sudden ESPN's losing money left and right.
Yo, Justin,
they're losing money left and right.
That ain't the NBA.
No, well, how does the NBA pay their players?
Well, let's
through
see.
ESPN. ESPN and TNT giving them $24 billion contract. That's how they play their players.
You're not watching that Cleveland super team versus the Warriors next year?
Yeah, you'll watch them in the finals, but I'm talking about all the other ad dollars. They need viewers to to be able to.
I don't know how well you are intertwined with social media at your ripe age, but whenever anything NBA happens, just go on Twitter and you'll see the NBA is alive and well.
Yeah, are the people on Twitter that are retweeting and saying things are alive and well? Are they subscribing to ESPN?
No,
probably
but
not.
They're still watching the product.
Highlights. But I'm saying, as you see, in 5 years, if it keeps going at the pace it's going, The NBA is not going to have as much money, and they're going to have to make drastic changes.
The NBA's problem to me isn't it. It's not ESPN. ESPN's problem is ESPN's problem. It's not the NBA. ESPN's problem is because they're become pop culture, and their hosts like us they try to portray the host instead of the actual sports now. And so that's what's losing them money. It's not the games that they're showing. People still will go watch the games. This was a record finals, regardless. People are going to tune in when it's a big game. If it's Milwaukee versus Charlotte, nobody's going to care. But I mean, maybe Milwaukee now, but you get the point. It's ultimately it comes down to, everybody's still going to watch.
ESPN's ad revenue is going to drop, and it's been declining. They're not going to be able to pay the NBA as much. That's all I'm saying. They're going to have to take drastic measures to improve somehow. And it's going to be, if they keep letting the players take control, then it's going to be a big deal when it happens. The bubble's going to burst. I would say, I would give it about 5-6 years.
Yeah, but you say that, but I'm just going to go back to the argument we always have. What about past decades when it was super teams playing all the time?
The NBA players didn't make as much money as they do now. It was a fraction. Inflation adjusted,
but people still watch.
Yeah, they're gonna figure out a way to monetize the Twitter. They're gonna find a way to keep that revenue stream coming in. It might change from the traditional TV deals for ESPN and change to Yahoo.
They'll get some, but nobody's as stupid as ESPN.
With the time, I'm with Matt.
It will. I agree, but that's not gonna bring you $24 billion of ad revenue. You don't understand. ESPN.
But how do you know? They might charge $1 for somebody to stream a game. You know what I'm saying?
I'll have it for us on the next.
Millions of people are gonna they're gonna find a way for that revenue stream to increase and continue.
They can monetize it on their own all they want, but nobody is going to be able to match.
I mean,
the
we
revenue
just saw.
that they're
Look,
getting now.
I think we might be living in the moment here because we saw this with the NFL. Everybody's like, oh, the NFL's down, blah, blah, blah. They can't pay as much. But that was just because the election was going on. And right when the election ended, boom, numbers shot back up. When games matter, people watch. Right. And that is a fact, regardless.
They do. But this is a transition. I'm just saying, 5-6 years, watch. Come back to this episode 10, Just Crittin Around, and you'll see they're going to have to take drastic measures to change the way everything happens. They're not going to be able to let some of these super teams build up. That is, unless there is a more competitive 5 to 6 top teams in the NBA from now and then, even with the players taking control.
I mean, I think there's 4 with 4.5 competitive teams. Milwaukee's just getting better and better.
I mean, I think a lot of teams are competitive. When you say competitive, you mean that have a chance to win the title?
Yeah, I'm talking about I'm talking about have the chance to win the title, compete for the championship.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's almost every year. It's especially in professional sports outside of football. I mean, it's going to be rare to basketball is so star dominant. If you have the stars, it's going to be rare. Regardless, we saw LeBron could go to the finals every year with some scrubs in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, but I mean, it just seems like a little more competitive stuff you want to watch.
I mean,
but
you're right.
Hey, so wait, real quick. The Celtics, did y'all hear that they were approached to take Jimmy Butler, but Danny Ainge wasn't talking to him?
I heard Danny Ainge didn't even make contact with them.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's a bunch of conflicting stories that I was reading when I was just looking at the NBA draft, and they said that he was wanting to go, or they were wanting to move him to the Celtics. And
so Indiana approached them, and Ainge said, no?
"Chicago."
Is that what you say?
Yeah, Chicago.
Chicago
Jimmy Butler.
Him?
Yes, and they wanted the number 3 pick, and Ainge said, "No way, I'm not going to be the number 3 pick for Jimmy Butler." For Jimmy Butler,
I'm just saying they weren't just like the Lakers. They just weren't moving those top couple of picks. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, but you've got the team. You got aging Isaiah Thomas. You pick up.
I'm not saying
Butler.
He shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying he said before any of this started. They were not talking about
I think they're just solely banked on the fact that Brad Stevens, Gordon Hayward reunion is going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which if it does,
I mean, that's a good.
They're a nasty team.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not Jimmy Butler, but he's not far off of Jimmy Butler.
Right.
No, not at all. Yeah, I honestly think that'll be good. Even though I'm a Cavaliers fan, I want to see my team win, but I do think there should be more competition.
Yeah. So speaking of the competition, are you watching it right now, Diggs? The Big Three is on right now while we're watching this. or while we're doing this.
I'm actually not able to watch it right now.
I got it recorded myself, and that is my biggest question: is it going to be competitive? And Matt, we talked about it in our intro, obviously coming up.
Yeah.
That you're coming down here to Charlotte next weekend, and you're going.
I'm gonna check it out. I mean,
I'll go with you, man.
I saw the first half. It's still on in the background back here. I saw the team that let me look up the team. I ain't got the team names yet.
Who was playing?
That was Jason Williams' team, right?
Yeah, it was Jason Williams' team who got hurt, which apparently it must have happened in the second half.
Yeah,
that's gonna hurt because
but he's coming.
He's playing.
Yeah, he's gonna play at Charlotte again. He said.
Oh, okay.
He just had an old man injury.
Him and the Gloves team, whoever the Glove is coaching, with Kwame Brown. But anyway, I mean, it was competitive. I saw Kwame out there was balling. He had like 9 to 10 points in the first half, which is a 30-point first half. I saw some chippiness between players. I saw some fussing at the referees.
So they want to win.
They want to win.
It looks like they pick up basketball outside.
Yeah, and there weren't, it wasn't like all-star game field where you had people with free layups. Like I saw defense.
But it is spaced out. So if you get like a pick and roll it works. That big guy, he's gonna get up there and jam it. He won't really have too much help.
Yeah,
because
we saw Reggie Evans, I believe, has put up like 18. I think.
Yeah. I saw a switch. Kwame went out and got switched off. Yeah, he got switched off. He blocked the 3 and then kicked the ball back into Jason Williams for a layup. Like, I mean, like I said, I saw some competitive play. That was my main question. Are these guys gonna really care?
See. And now that they do care, I think this is the greatest thing that could happen because when guys retire, they still can play. They just can't play at the NBA level. Right. So Ice Cube look, forward thinking. I got to give it to him because this really has the opportunity to stick on and people to watch. I mean, in this lull of sports that we have right now.
Yeah, I mean, it could just keep getting refreshed every year.
When somebody retires, Vince Carter's like, oh, I still want to play. I'm just I'm 45 now. Now I want to play over here and make 4-point shots.
I like that Ice Cube came out and said he wants these players and like player coaches to get back into the NBA. Like this is like they promote it. They're like, who was the guy that just got brought up to the NBA or might for the big
Chauncey Billups?
Yeah, Chauncey Billups.
Oh yeah.
So Ice Cube was like, man, this is great. He's like, that's kind of what our league promotes. Where we want to have good basketball on the floor, but if they want to go to the NBA, I mean, or back to the NBA, whether that's in a general management position, etc. So I like it, man. He was
actually the one that dropped the news. Ice Cube was that Chauncey Billups.
Oh yeah. I don't know if he was supposed to drop that or not.
Yeah, Chauncey might have texted him a little bit right after that.
Right. Were there any 4-point shots yesterday?
I don't know. I got it recorded.
I think Rashard Lewis hit one.
Oh yeah, no, he did hit one. Yo, Matt, Rashard McCants is playing.
So he was the number 1 pick.
The traitor.
He was the number 1 pick, which I'm like, I really want to see this because he washed out the NBA very fast.
Okay.
And he blames Khloe Kardashian.
So you don't have to pass him the ball. Like, a 3-on-3 game. Like
but that's straight where you had pass the first pass, you mean?
Yeah, you don't have to pass it in. You take it. That's kind of cool. I mean, I don't mind it. I didn't know that.
In a ref situation like that, I think it's cool. But if there's no refs, you need that street ball pass.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just going to get it. And if that's your best player,
I like the 14-second shot clock. Like they gotta.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's no ISO balls. You got to get into your offense immediately.
They said it was extremely long though, 5 hours, and they had like a fabulous concert in there. But some people were saying they wish the games were like to 40 or 50 instead of 60.
Why would you want to see less basketball?
Yeah, I think 60's cool.
They just said for 5 hours. I guess.
What social medias you on?
5 hours, right?
What social media accounts you be on?
Justin
is not in tune with the My man's buying 6 rings. Like what? The 6-ring Jordans.
The 6-ring J's are money, dude.
Nah,
you'll probably see one of these bets out here.
What is that football in the background? Is that what's the off-brand footballs? That's not a Wilson. That's a
Spalding.
I believe that is a genuine football. Yeah, I think that's a college football.
Oh.
Wilson.
Whatever.
Anyways.
I'm looking forward to it though. I'm thinking it. I mean, from the TVs, from watching it on TV, It looks like the crowd was somewhat into it. It wasn't it wasn't the Warriors, it wasn't the Oracle, but it was a decent crowd.
I think what they got to do though is what sells in street ball is the ISO plays, man. I don't know if you like when you do something on the court and like the people who have next are watching and you hit. But
they need a young guy to come in there and like help out that aspect of it.
You gotta be over 30 though.
You gotta have
a young.
But some of those,
like
wait till Jamal Crawford gets out the league,
right? Yeah, like a Jamal Crawford,
and he hits that, and he starts actually getting people's ankles moved and ready to get broken.
I mean, honestly, Jason Williams is that. Like, if he hadn't got, hopefully he gets back healthy and gets back to it. But he's the one that's gonna embarrass somebody, cross somebody, do a flashy pass.
That's what we need.
Yeah, and we need some of those, and we need some dunkers, some guys that's gonna really, posterize somebody. Like that's what we need. But I mean, with the rosters as they are currently, I think it's going to be an entertaining product. I'm looking forward to checking it out.
They got really big names for their first year, and so I'm definitely intrigued to see. We're going to go mostly. You're going. I'm leaning towards going. So
leaning, no commitment.
What do you mean leaning, man? Come on, man. You gonna transfer me some money,
bro?
Yo,
dude, if you vlog the trip, I might pay for the ticket.
Look, man. I gotta go buy a camera.
Oh no, dude!
Come on, dude. Just start a GoFundMe,
dude. You start a GoFundMe. Say like,
you think it would work?
Unfortunately, it probably would. But I would not feel right about that.
No. Yeah. In other news, I believe. Well, dude, I just had something on the tip of my tongue that I can't remember what it was about.
Yeah. While we talk NBA, have y'all seen what happened to Klay Thompson and what happened to
wow,
what's his name? Yes, who was that? They got the little kid crossed him between his legs.
Oladipo.
Oladipo.
Yeah.
Did you see that, Chris?
No, I didn't see that one. I saw the Klay Thompson.
You gotta see that. The Klay Thompson was terrible. Yeah, the other one, the kid is
was bad. Was it like a young kid, like he wasn't trying, or was this kid just giving him some handles for a second?
It didn't look like he wasn't trying.
Bro, I am not kidding you. Kids these days, I wish I could go back in time and like play basketball again because like handling is such a thing these days.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like, I don't know if you follow Dribble Too Much or Handle Life on Instagram, but like every day it's a camp. He's working with kids. Like, there are kids out there with handles that I could dream of having. I can't even do them in 2K. Like, that's how, like, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's how the kid was that was playing Oladipo. Like, he was, nice. He's going between the legs, but like he's looking like a young, Steph or Kyrie out there, like going boom, 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 boom. Then he goes between Oladipo's legs.
But
all right,
and goes to
so Klay Thompson, he's like 6'8", right? 6'7".
Yeah,
6'7". I think.
Just stick to shooting, Klay.
Dude, how do you do that? I mean, like
he must have done the 360 before.
Maybe it wasn't a 10-foot goal.
I hope somebody wasn't like, "You'll do 360."
No, dude, he can definitely dunk. That was just. Like,
I mean, he can dunk. Yeah. Can he?
I don't think he was giving it a full effort.
No,
and
he definitely
it looked bad.
If you're gonna get choked, though, don't fall. Don't choke.
Yeah.
If I'm throwing a dunk down in front of people like that, you should learn from your teammates. Steph missed every half-court shot in an All-Star game on national TV. You gotta make it.
Right.
Flush it. And then he fell too. Like
he fell. That
fell. And like it was like you fall to the ground and it looks like you need medical attention.
So, bro, lastly, we'll make this our last topic, I guess. But this is, you were speaking of Kyrie, speaking of the younger kids out there balling and getting better. I don't know about you guys saying this, but I've heard the argument from old heads that basketball, it's not the same. Like the talent level's not there. Talent back in the 80s, 90s was better than it is now. And to me, that is, how does that even make sense?
I think it's different. I think the emphasis has changed. The emphasis is more on shooting and
scoring
and handling and scoring, and less about defense and less about fundamentals. Yeah. And I don't like that a lot of the rules have been catered towards that. You can't hand check, you can illegal screen, you can carry.
Yeah.
Which, I'm like, okay, is this the same game as if it's not the same game and you want to just change the rules, that's fine. But if the rules are still in place, I want you to call that carry. I don't want my man Kevin Durant to be able to put his hand all the way underneath the ball.
He's got the worst carry.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't care
it's
about
terrible.
Isaiah, bro. It might just because he's 7 foot. I've never tried dribbling at 7 feet tall.
It is a lot because it looks bad because he's 7 foot.
Okay, so what about Isaiah Thomas, who's the opposite of 7 foot? It carries every single dribble.
It does. That looks bad too. But
look, I think that's part of the reason why the NBA's seen kind of a astronomical rise recently is because of the rule changes that you mentioned, and that it's more of the flashy these days. So people are tuned in now to see a Devin Booker drop 70, see Kyrie try to snatch somebody's ankles. Like that's what people want to see. And like I told Justin, just one NBA day where there's a full slate, you'll see so many vines, so many Twitter videos of whatever just happened. And I think just getting back to my question, the talent level it has to be better. People are more athletic these days.
But the people are more athletic. I would agree all around. I think there were athletes that could definitely.
Oh, there's definitely athletes.
Top performers now. But I think Matt is right too. It's like a change. So when they're growing up now, it's like AAU ball and it's like run and gun. I mean, you can watch a lot of YouTube videos now and it's run and gun, and that's like kind of like Golden State Warriors. Everybody can handle the ball. Everybody can shoot. But there's no emphasis on post play, and the physicality and actually grinding out some of the games. And so now you're seeing that. It's just like college football. When you saw college football go to more of like the run and gun and spread, then all of a sudden high school coaches, that's what they're doing, and they're prepping them to go. And then you also, you started seeing it a little bit in the NFL, but the NFL kind of like, cures a lot of that because it's always it's too much physicality in the NFL. Yeah. That's what needs to change. You need, every player needs a couple of those guys on their team to be physical, and that's what I want to see come back.
You can't get too physical though, because like Ice Cube said, like there was a time where basketball got too physical and it wasn't basketball anymore.
Yeah, those Knicks teams were the other end of the spectrum. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Where they had Mason and all those guys who just used to hold and grab and clutch, and that wasn't interesting either. But I feel like it needs to be some middle ground.
Yeah, you want a Barkley, you want a Olajuwon, you want a Sean Kemp.
Definitely think every team. The NBA needs to take a note. Well, I guess not a note from the NFL, but they need to if you dunk on somebody, let them do what they want to do to them.
I know. I was watching some highlights of Jordan the other night, and after he dunked, after he dunked, like he was going, just staring him down, waving his finger.
He give it to him.
Yeah, and nothing. And now it's like,
But like you can't do that now, though. Yeah. So now you have to dunk and look at the crowd and yell like a superhuman.
Yeah.
That Celtics Lakers. I mean, I think it was Worthy dunked on somebody, came down and then like pushed the dude. I think it might have been McHale or somebody, like he dunked on him, came down and then pushed the dude onto the floor and didn't get called for anything. And I'm like, that's what. Okay, you don't want kids watching that, I guess, but like I loved it.
That's what Shaq did.
It.
Yeah, Shaq did it too.
Exactly.
And then got the ball through. Yo, that was the funniest. Oh my gosh. That was too much.
Yeah. It's just a different game, man. I
think it's definitely in a good place, though. I think there's stars ready to step into the role and like have the next superstar. I mean, we talk about no post players, but Karl Anthony Towns is the best of both worlds. Let's be honest.
We need more of him, though.
Yeah.
What do you mean we need more of him?
That type of player.
We need guys. We need guys who can do that to actually do that. Because there's guys that can do that, like Anthony Davis, but they don't. They rather be shooting threes and they rather be playing the perimeter. Like if you are that talented in the post, play in the post. You know, if you get a wide open three, take it.
Yeah.
But play in the post if you're that talented.
Because you're going to be more valuable against some of these teams where you can change the flow of the game if you're in the post.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially these days.
Don't let the NBA become hip hop. Hip hop changed. It became a little more party-ish. It became a little more flashy, and now it's become Lil Uzi Vert. Like, don't go that far.
I'm kind of like not in your guys' group now, but like I'm in that next group that's gonna move into where your group is now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna see these guys and be like, wow.
Yeah. You ain't got long. You got probably 5 years. So the next wave.
The dudes are like 18, and I'm like, wow. Ben Simmons break his foot. What is he, 19? Whoop-de-doo. He lost a year. Just stayed in college the next year, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, real quick before we end, what do you guys think? They're saying that it's going to be probably a 2-year minimum in stay in college.
So, like, either you can come out of high school or 2 years.
No, I think you got to go 2 years. No.
But that defeats the whole purpose, though, right?
I thought so, but they said a lot of players are just going to skip college and go play in like the G League.
Yeah, well, let them do it. If they don't make it, that's on them. Me personally, I grew up all the time.
No, they're actually
wanted to play
because they're still able to go down to the G League, but because it's not the NBA, but they could play in like the G League or Australia or wherever.
So can they get if they go to the G League? Can they get called up?
No,
or they have to wait.
They have to.
Regardless?
Yeah.
Well, what's the big deal about people coming out of high school if they fizzle out? Whatever, it's but dumb. It doesn't bother me one bit. Like if you come out of high school and you're not ready,
right? No, they got to be able to come out of high school because especially.
I don't know.
I think it should be the baseball rule: come out of high school if you're ready, and if not, go to college. And if you go to college, stay 2 years.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, not, no, that's I agree. I agree with that rule.
And what is the big look? All I can remember growing up as a kid is wanting, I'm not gifted height wise or anything like that. I'm like an athlete for my little size, but I think growing up, I wanted to go play for a school. I wanted to put that, I wanted to make a school something was always the pipe dream. But nowadays it's kind of just I want to go and I'm making it to the NBA because I can't go straight out of high school.
The school is just a conduit, just
And that's what recruiting's turned into. It's not even you're playing for the school anymore. You really think that Malik Monk and these guys go for a semester? De'Aaron Fox was on FS1 on Colin Cowherd's show a couple weeks ago and literally said, "Oh, in high school I was a 3.5, but this first semester I didn't really take my classes seriously."
Why would you?
Yeah, I mean, when you're leaving,
give me all
them S.
Yeah,
for sure.
Look, you ain't even got to graduate. You can go on probation. You done.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably giving you C's anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Yeah, I think it should be, like you said, you can go immediately out of high school. If you do commit to college, you need to stay 2 years.
Yeah.
I think that's the best solution. I don't understand why they don't just, or even 3, just adopt the NFL rule. You know what I'm saying? Where you can't go straight out.
I think this ties into our conversation last week about letting college athletes make money. Instead of going to college, let them make money. If they are good enough to go to the NBA, you got to let them go because they're going to be done at 32, 33. It's not a 30-year career.
Right.
I mean, they're going to be done earning money, and if they don't have anything after that, it's done.
And
the NBA is doing this for LeBron. Y'all know that, right?
Doing what?
Because LeBron's stats is all based on age. So if no player can come in until they at least 21 now, then he'll always be the youngest that has done everything. He'll always be the youngest to score this.
It's
all about LeBron. Bro.
Come on, man. It's all about LeBron. Somebody blow the whistle.
It's all about LeBron.
Wow. Look, people come on.
It's all about LeBron, bro.
Nah. Well, LeBron changes the game.
Remember who came out with Kobe, Jermaine O'Neal?
He was a baller.
No, he was. But I'm saying if he had to go to college for 1 or 2 years, he wouldn't have been as good because, he got a lot of injuries later on. So at least we were able to see what he could do in the pros.
But it's also the opposite of that, though. The players who come in and never got that training and they come in and wash out immediately.
That's what I was going to say. College works for some people like a Channing Frye who literally was nothing. He'll tell you on his podcast and everything, he was not he was obviously 7 feet tall. So he did something in high school and got recruited, but it took him until his 4th year of eligibility to literally rise up into the lottery and get drafted because he had one good season at Arizona. It took him that long to mold into the shooter stretch modern big.
I mean, a lot of those coaches are great teachers, and they're not paying the player, so they don't have that, that pressure of having to get that player on.
There's
the
no
court.
way the NBA really, the coaches, they can teach, but they expect you to know.
Exactly. Yes.
So
and if you don't,
going to college will definitely help. And so I don't know. I think if you're ready, you should go. But if not, you got to go into college for at least 2 years. You can go overseas, whatever you want to do.
Go somewhere and learn for a couple of years.
Yeah,
if you're not ready right out of high school, go somewhere and learn for a couple
I feel
of
like
years.
you know when you're ready. You got to know.
Not
people
at
have
18.
to know.
They don't know.
People knew LeBron was ready.
That's an exception.
But there's just many people that we thought were ready and they came in and were horrible.
there's Sebastian Telfair and things like that.
And all of these people, all of these players.
But they
all
probably
these
look
people
back now and
yapping.
say, "Damn, I wish I went to college.
Yeah.
Damn, I wish they didn't let me just come straight out of high school."
Yeah.
There's got to be a expectation bar you got to meet or something, but there's not. You can just, I don't know. Look, that's the NBA's problem, not ESPN.
We don't have the answers.
Yeah.
Well, at least I think at least they got paid, man. You got to learn how to manage your money. That's
yeah.
We didn't even get to talk about that.
Yeah, that's really what it comes down to. Like you could go to college and then end up not being that good and then not getting drafted.
Yeah, I mean,
you could wash out of college.
That's true too.
That's a very good point.
So,
or get an ACL injury or things like that. Which is my concern about if you make people stay is, are we going to see the football people sitting out, things of that nature?
You can also get the insurance policy thing that a lot of football players get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who just made cake off of that? Somebody did. He slid all the way down.
He slid down to like second round.
Jake Butt.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I mean, next week we definitely have some NFL to talk about. I mean, we saw my man Cam Newton said he's newly devoted to his love of football. So I'm expecting big things from the Panthers. What? Don't look at me like that. This is smooth jazz time.
Gosh,
we'll see. I hope so, but I don't know.
What you mean?
McCaffrey might be Reggie Bush. He might just be
Oh nah, somebody kick him out of here, dog.
I mean, why wouldn't he? Reggie Bush is better than McCaffrey was in college.
No.
Just be one of them dudes.
But check it out. You got Jonathan Stewart, who's going to be the main ball carrier. McCaffrey's there. There's people who said he was the best slot receiver if he would have just said he was a receiver.
Matt, let us have some hope, dude. A white running back? Come on, dude.
Literally, like,
dude, quit killing our
name the last
dreams.
I hope that he's a boss. I'm just wary of guys like that. I just don't believe.
Look, all right, yeah.
Guys like that.
Right away, Justin. When
guys like that,
a touchdown.
Dude, go ahead and say it. Oh, white running back.
You sounded like Jason Jones saying that we don't get stereotyped on the basketball court.
Right.
That's what.
Hey, look, man. Look. We'll gladly. Me and Aaron will give you our credit scores, and y'all can have our place on the basketball court. We'll trade you. We'll trade you our basketball notoriety for y'all's credit scores anytime.
That's cool. I can do that.
All right, man. My LaCroix is done. Aaron.
Yeah, that means it's game. Game over. Right.
Game over, dude.
That's next week though. Next week NFL. We'll
for sure.
Bring in the NFL.
So
we'll talk about the best team. I'll tease it right now. It rhymes with
Colts.
No. It's in that division and it rhymes with Blariota. Okay?
Oh no.
What do you mean no? Look, we're gonna get into this next week.
It's gonna get heated next week.
I have my Giants cap on.
You know about the strawberry preserves from McDonald's.
It's gonna get heated next week. Diggs better get a camera next week.
We'll see. For sure.
All right.
I'm gonna break out the United's jersey.
Episode 10. Wrap.
In the books. We back.